Welcome back to episode 6 of my Philadelphia 76ers MyGM rebuild. If you've missed all of the previous episodes, I'll give you a quick recap. First of all, we traded for Damian Lillard. In that package, we gave up Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, and a bunch of draft picks. Then we drafted a rookie in Jared Butler, and made a number of signings which included Carmelo Anthony, Boban Marjanovic, Trevor Ariza, and Damian Lee. Following this, we started the season awfully, had injury after injury pop up, and barely managed to squeeze our way into the 8th seed, winning our final game of the season to secure the spot against the Charlotte Hornets. So, we made it to the NBA playoffs. Now what? Well, we're going to be thrown straight into the deep end as we go up against the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks, who, if you didn't know, are coming off of an NBA championship where they beat the Phoenix Suns in 6 games. Let's just talk about that for a moment. It was an injury-plagued season last year for a lot of teams, and the Bucks were literally half an inch away from getting eliminated by Kevin Durant and his slightly too big feet. But, they ended up winning the whole thing, and I don't think anyone can discount Giannis and the journey that the Milwaukee Bucks had. We've probably got one of the toughest roads to the finals in recent times. If we can get past the defending champs, we'll be going up against the winner of a Hawks vs Knicks series in the second round. That's quite scary, if I'm going to be honest. The Hawks haven't changed a thing since last season. They've just kind of developed and got better. Literally all of them. They managed to keep John Collins, and we know what they can do. I mean, they knocked us out of the playoffs last year. The Knicks didn't change a thing except for one very minor detail. They added a previous 2-time final MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in Kawhi Leonard, and that's a scary sight as well. While they don't have a true point guard since dropping Derrick Rose to the Celtics in free agency, we're going to have a tough second round matchup nevertheless. And if we manage to squeeze through all of that, we're most likely going up against a fully healthy Brooklyn Nets squad, plus Spencer Dinwiddie in the conference finals. All I've got to say is we have a lot of work to do. Regardless, let's get back to us right now in this first round matchup. It's not very often that an 8 seed dethrones the 1 seed, but I think we have a very special case. I don't think you see a team of our caliber with 2 superstars and legitimate championship potential fall this deep into the standings. Despite our team record sitting at 43 wins and 39 losses, I'm confident that we have a legitimate chance to take down the Bucks. Furthermore, the fact that we're pretty much coming off of a 12-game win streak at the end of the regular season gives me a lot of faith that we can translate that into playoff wins as well. I mean, we were injured for a lot of the year to be fair, so I think that's our excuse. The Bucks didn't make too many changes themselves either between this season and last. They brought in Enes Kanter with their mid-level exception and sent Brook Lopez to the Clippers for Marcus Morris. The Clippers ended up being the worst team in the entire league. After trading away Paul George and letting Kawhi go in free agency, they ended the season with 23 wins and 59 losses. Our biggest goal is going to be defending Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the way that I'm going to do that is match him up with Joel Embiid. Giannis is going to play out of his mind, we already know that, but we have to make sure that he doesn't go off every single game. I mean, we know what Giannis can do. Despite his streaky free throw shooting and a lack of a consistent outside shot, there are some games where he can put all of that together and combine it with his absolutely insane inside game. We can't afford to give him the opportunity to put it all together, and that's what we'll strive to do. Let's hope that Embiid can keep him under control, because I don't know what we can do if Giannis goes full Greek freak mode. The only downside from this matchup is that we'll have to match Tobias Harris up with Enes Kanter. We might struggle a little bit inside because of that, but I think Harris will be able to contain him enough. On the other hand, containing Chris Middleton is going to be another challenge that we need to deal with. I've seen some stuff online comparing him to prime Michael Jordan when he's feeling it. I'm super confident that the combination of Matisse Thybulle and Danny Green will be able to keep Chris Middleton locked up, and hopefully he just doesn't get into a groove and absolutely torch us. The other thing that we're going to need to do is be careful of Jrue Holiday on Damian Lillard. Drew's obviously an amazing defender, and we need to find ways to counter that in our games as well. That being said, we should be able to get Damian Lillard into some pretty easy scoring opportunities if we use a few tactical screens here and there and get him switched into favourable matchups. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into game 1. Alright, here we are in our very first game of the NBA playoffs in the 2021 to 2022 season, and we're just going to get straight into it. Now this is a home game for Milwaukee, so I'm expecting them to come out raging. We get a little look at a few of our guys here, but we're going to skip through that. We've already seen some of that in the previews. As you can see, the Bucks were 59-23, the best team in the Eastern Conference, and we barely snuck into that 8 seed, so we're going to have to make some stuff work as Chris Middleton does his little stretching routine, but this is going to be a dogfight and I expect us to go to the very end, so let's just do our best. Now first of all, I'm just going to set this Giannis on Embiid matchup. Probably should have done it before the game, and we'll kind of play around with other matchups as the game goes on and set a quick pick and roll with Embiid to start the game, and he actually finds his way easily into the paint for our very first points of the game. Alright Embiid, you can post up Enos here. And maybe this is something that we can abuse early into this series. The Embiid on Canada matchup, I don't think they're going to switch because it's just the 2K CPU. Lillard gets that nice little drive there, Giannis trumps to contest. We've got a solid 6-point lead in the first 3 minutes of this game. We're going to set a pick and fade for Tobias Harris. I don't know if we can get him a wide open shot, and we do, and that's our first 3 of the game, and that gives us a 9-point lead. But Chris Middleton comes back at the other end and shoots his own 3. We're going to use that as an opportunity to call our first timeout. Lillard gets in there, gets his second foul. We're going to have to sub him out, sadly. But Embiid's open there, and he yams it all over Giannis. They need another timeout. Danny Green. Oh, that's not Danny Green. That's Matisse Thybulle, but he drains the shot anyway. This is a little handoff here. Harris can pull that one up. I don't know if that's a 3, and it is. Now we do get another foul on Lillard, which is just my bad. We're going to keep passing the ball around. Jared Butler is wide open for that 3, and he hits his first one of the game. That was a terrible shot, but it looked like a bit of a foul, ref. That's not a foul. He got whacked on the arm as the shot went up. That explains it. He's not even looking at the play. I need to kind of scout what Damian Lee's injury is again. With him, he has a right ankle sprain. We're going to rest him for the rest of the game, I think. I don't want to run him into the ground too much. Lillard gets that 3 and greens it. It was pretty deep, but we know he can hit those shots consistently. So 62-55, we have a decent lead. And we need to be careful of Dante. He is just running the floor like an absolute madman after getting that steal. Pass a bit too late. Dame's going to try and get back here and just hide in the paint. He did set his feet. That's a blocking foul? I think the refs are out to get us, man. So Lillard actually came in here and set his feet. He was pretty much set there. Jared Butler gets that nice little mid-range to go. However, Lillard gets his 5th foul off ball. Ooh, nice little vintage Melo move right there. The fadeaway against Giannis. Nice Embiid. Nice little post hook. Lillard getting minutes now, but he comes straight in, just like he never left, heating up instantly and getting those 2 points, which only means we're down by 9. We've got a lot of work to do to bring the game back into our grasp, but it's definitely a possibility. Now if we can maybe run a pick and roll here, I don't know how confident Embiid is with catching those lobs, but he does just that, and now we're only 7 points behind. It's a huge improvement of what we had earlier in the game, and we're definitely going to keep this momentum down and hopefully run down the Bucks. That's a bit rough, isn't it? Lillard, you idiot. That's terrible. I don't know why Lillard was in there. I don't know why he contested that. I wasn't controlling him. But that puts us down without Dame time. We don't have Dame time for the 4th quarter. Probably when we need him the most. Oof, Tobias Harris in the corner. He drains that. It's 18 points for him. Harris hits another 3. That's an absolute clutch bucket, and he's come alive in the 4th quarter. Dante DiVincenzo, I thought he was going to shoot that, man. We're back down to 10 points. Oh, beautiful defense from Thybulle. But Giannis is too good, and that gives them a 12-point lead. What can we do, realistically? Lillard's out, and I think we're just struggling with everything offensively, and we're even giving a lot of defensive lapses as well. So it's not the best. Harris does hit that 2-pointer there. We're going to keep these 2 timeouts. Hopefully Giannis doesn't get an easy layup. Like, look at those long arms, man. We can't do crap about that. And I don't know where we exactly want to go with this. Maybe out to the 3-point line with Embiid. But Milton fumbles the ball. And Dante, he's looking wide open there. Danny Green and Matisse Thybulle lock him up. Milton's going to get another chance to redeem himself here. Goes up for the layup, blocked by Giannis. And I think that could be the end of it for us. If Milton hits this shot, that's probably their dagger. So we lose the very first game here in Milwaukee. The Bucks score 121, we only get 114. It was a really solid game, but I think the biggest takeaway is that we can't really give out fouls like that. Alright, so here's the box score just so I can keep track of it. So Giannis had 39, 14, 3, 2, and 2. He had himself a dominant game. Dante DiVincenzo with 43 minutes. He ended up scoring 22 points, 6 boards, 3 assists and 3 steals. These guys put up around 10 steals on us, which is just insane. We had solid games from a lot of our guys. Embiid had a few too many turnovers. I think our biggest problem was not only our fouls with Lillard getting 6 and fouling out of the game, but also our turnovers. We were really loose with the ball and just made a ton of terrible plays down the stretch. And obviously that kind of led to us losing this game, and it's not something that we can really be proud of. However, it is a 7-game series, so we can't give up yet.